Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Layla. In case you're new here, please subscribe. And if you are my returning subscriber or you're coming from TikTok, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. So for today's video, as the title of this video says, the things I would do if I was to apply for Ausbildung today, 2024. So I'm going to be taking you step by step. And also this video is going to mainly focus on those people who want to do Ausbildung in nursing. Because you guys know I'm a nurse, so I'm giving tips about nursing, okay? So number one, the thing I would have done is to study the German language in my home country. So the reason as to why I say study the German language in your home country, it's because it's easier and also you get a lot of content taught, okay? If you come to Germany and you haven't studied the language, you're going to be having it difficult because a lot of language schools here need students to do a lot of self-learning. So if you are coming to Germany and you want to do Ausbildung for nursing, you need a B2 German certificate. And if you can do it in your home country, I would advise you to do it in your home country because in that way you have a lot of time to invest in learning the language and you're not distracted at all. And then the second thing I would do is to apply for Ausbildung in a hospital instead of a care home. So if you have a chance of applying in a hospital rather than applying in a care home, I would say you go for the hospital because there you will have a lot of exposure and you have a chance to learn a lot of things in a very small period of time in comparison to the Altersheim. Of course, people who are going to also get contracts from the Altersheim will also have a chance to go to the hospital. But the thing is, most of your time you will be at the Altersheim. And that's why I say a hospital will be better because you have a lot of exposure and you also get to learn different stations. And in that way, it will even be easier for you to decide which station you might want to work at after the Ausbildung. So I would say if you are applying for Ausbildung in 2024, shoot for the hospital. Unless you cannot get a hospital contract, let the Altersheim be your plan B. And another thing I would do when applying for Ausbildung is to apply to different places and also to make sure that I apply mostly in small cities because small cities are not so flooded with applications and the competition is not too high. So if you are applying from outside Germany, you can look on the map. For example, you're seeing Stuttgart. Now, go 100 kilometers away from Stuttgart. That hospital has higher chances of taking you in than the hospital mainly in Stuttgart because the one in Stuttgart has a lot of young people who are already in Germany that have already pushed in their applications. So for anyone who is outside Germany, I would recommend you to apply to small cities. And also, I would make sure I apply to different hospitals, at least 3 hospitals. The other thing is I would also opt to do FSJ before coming into Ausbildung program because in that way you're going to get a lot of experience that will help you in your practical exams. For example, a person who has done FSJ has a way bigger advantage than a person who is coming in without any experience. A person with FSJ knows how to communicate with patients. This person will also know how the medical instruments are called, for example, because they have been working in the hospital for 1 year. So if you are coming outside Germany and you're still under 26, I would advise you to first opt for FSJ because with this FSJ, the Ausbildung will be 50% easier for you. Even when you are here in Germany and you want to do Ausbildung, I would advise you to first maybe do hospitation. Maybe you've been doing au pair or FSJ but not in the hospital or care home. I would advise you to do a hospitation week. For example, do an hospitation week and have a look. How is the system in the hospital? How does it work? How do the colleagues behave? It shouldn't be the same hospital that you want to apply to, but it can also be another hospital. Just make sure you get that experience before you get into the Ausbildung because it's really very important. The first months that you're going to join school, they're going to teach you how to take care of patients, like washing them, hygiene and everything. And the next time, the teachers are going to come and inspect you how you work in the hospital. So if you don't have any experience, you have a lot to learn in a very small period of time. So FSJ will be a very good step to take before joining the Ausbildung. However, if you are above 26 and you cannot do FSJ, you can also apply for hospitation week in your home country. Just apply for hospitation week in your home country and see how the nurses' routine is, like what they do, how to communicate with the patients and how to go about situations. Learn the basics before you come into the Ausbildung, okay? Now, this is the step to step on how to apply for the Ausbildung if you want to do Ausbildung in Germany 2024. You have to have the B2 German language certificate first of all. Then you must have also finished your high school. For example, in Uganda, you have to have at least senior 4 certificate. Or if you are in any other country, you have to make sure that you have attended school at least for 11 years. If you haven't attended school for at least 11 years, you don't qualify for Ausbildung in nursing. And then if you have those two, the next step you're going to do is to find out which hospital you want to work in. Like I said, it's very good if you have a hospital that is not really in the city, because the ones in the city are really flooded. So look for a hospital that is maybe 100 kilometers away from the big city. And then if you find out which hospitals are in that area, apply at least to 3 hospitals and let them know that you are interested in doing Ausbildung program in 2024 or in 2025. During your application process, make sure you write also a motivation letter. It's always good to write a motivation letter because these people don't know you. And by writing a motivation letter, you're helping them to know where you get your interest in doing the nursing Ausbildung, because it's not for everyone. Then, when you are sending in your application, make sure you organize your file very well and include all the things. For example, include your CV, include your application letter, motivation letter, your B2 German language certificate, and then a photo of your passport. You have to have something to identify you. So after sending in your application and you get a positive reply, and they ask you for the Anerkennung, ask for a provision letter, because where we do the Anerkennung here in Germany, they require you to have proof that you are serious, you want to study in Germany. How you can prove that is when the hospital gives you a reply and also gives you a provision letter that they are willing to give you a placement if you get your Anerkennung. Then if you get the provision letter, contact the Regierungspräsidium and tell them you would like to get all the list of requirements that they need from you to get the Anerkennung, because you got a place to do the Ausbildung here in Germany. So they will reply you and they will give you a list of things that they need from you. Send those things by email or send them in a way that they require you to send them, and then sit back and wait. When you get your Anerkennung, go back to the hospital, give them the Anerkennung and get your contract. With that contract, you are able to come to Germany, get your visa processed and come to Germany and do your Ausbildung. Also, the other thing that I usually tell people, when you are applying for Ausbildung and you see they have interest in you, also don't hesitate to ask for accommodation. Ask them to provide you with student accommodation, because it will be very difficult for you if you are outside Germany to look for accommodation on your own. However, if you are here in Germany, it might be a little bit easier for you, but also not that easy. We have different apps where we find students apartments here in Germany. For example, we have Immowelt. You can log in there, you write about yourself and you see who is interested in giving you the apartment. But it will be very cheap if you get an accommodation from the hospital itself. It's really very good. So guys, that marks the end of this video. I would say if you have any questions, comment them down below and I'll get back to you. I will answer every question that you guys have in my comment section. And don't forget to subscribe. Plus, press the notification button so that you get notified anytime I post a new video. I usually post on Wednesdays. And a special thank you to the people who are coming from my TikTok page. I love you guys so much and you guys have supported me so much. My YouTube channel is growing day to day. I love you guys so much and I'm here for you guys. So until next time, bye.